to Kayden's Game Mode. Today I use the first one.
So today's video, we're going to be talking about our trip at Universal Studios. We stayed there for 2 days. We stayed at their new resort in the summer, Surfside Inn and Suites. I do have some footage of the hotel, at the resort rather. The first time Kayden went here, he was 2. Not here at this resort, but when he first went to Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, he was 2, so he doesn't remember it. So now that he's 6, he got to ride a majority of all the rides, and he can remember it. So I'm going to let him tell you guys some things he liked, or if he didn't like anything, he can tell you guys about that. So Kayden, what did you like at the resort?
The game room set for the bathroom.
So you like the game room and the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay, so he liked the game room and the bathrooms for some odd reason. Okay. What about the park? What rides did you like at the park?
The Harry ride.
The Harry Potter ride?
Yeah.
And did you like any other rides?
Yeah.
Which ones?
The other Harry Potter one.
Okay, so you like both the Harry Potter rides?
Yeah.
Okay, did you like Spider-Man?
No.
Okay, he didn't like Spider-Man for some. What about Transformers?
Yeah.
Okay, he liked Transformer and the Harry Potter rides. Any other rides that you like?
I like the rock and roll one, but I didn't go on it.
He was an inch too short to get on the roller coaster at Universal Studios, the Rocket one, the one that plays music. He was an inch too short, so we actually have 2 free tickets to use in November. So by the time November comes, he'll obviously be tall enough to get on it. So he was really disappointed. So now that he said, that's pretty much all that he wanted to say about the resort. That's from his perspective of this resort and the park. He really enjoyed himself. The only time he didn't was when he was too short to get on the roller coaster. And so now I'm going to talk about my perspective. This hotel is very beautiful. The pool is huge and there is a lot of seating. For example, comparing it to another resort, Disney's Art of Animation, that's the one we always stay to because it can accommodate all of us. Their pool is big, but they don't have enough seating. So I don't understand why you will build a big pool but not have enough seating. When this resort, Surfside Inn, they built their really huge pool and they have so many seating. It's ridiculous. I'm so grateful that they put that many seating because when you go to the pool, you don't want to spend half your time trying to figure out where you're going to put your stuff at. So I really did like that. I do have some footage coming up. Their food court, however, is extremely small. I don't know why they would build such a small food court and for this big resort. I guess maybe they think that a lot of people are going to eat in the park, which is true, but there will be times where it gets very crowded in there. Another thing that was small that Kayden said he liked, which was the arcade. When that part comes up, you guys will see it is very, very tiny. Again, I don't know why you build a big resort, then put in something small. Again, I guess their thinking was that majority of people will be at the parks, which is true. But you do have people, if it's raining, because it rained. First of all, we're in Florida. We live in Florida. And we live about 45 minutes away from Universal and Disney World. It rains all the time in Central Florida. So a lot of times, if it's raining, people aren't going to want to go to the park. They're going to lounge around at the resort. So during those rainy days, people are going to probably be in the food court or at the arcade. So they probably should have kept that in mind. They also have Starbucks in this resort, which was wonderful. However, there are outside. This resort was good. However, my experience here as an adult with this stuff not working and just having a lot of issues, I'm very disappointed in how Islands of Adventure and Universals have become. For starters, I went to Starbucks to get a latte, and I was going to charge it to my room key card because we had our room key card set up as a credit card with money on it. She told me, the girl at Starbucks told me that their systems were down, so they couldn't charge anything to the room. So I'm like, I didn't have my credit card on me, so it's not like I have to use my card. I'm like, okay, that's really such a high convenience. Obviously, there's nothing that she can do, but it was just an inconvenience for me. Um, Another thing that really irritated me the entire trip was that when we purchased our vacation, we purchased the meal plan. And so when they told me that, all of us got, we get 2 meals a day, 2 snacks a day, and we got the souvenir cups. So we got our souvenir cups, and we used them at the parks and whatever. So when we went back to the resort, they have those same machines at the resort that they have at the parks. But they told us that you can't use your souvenir cups, your free refillable souvenir cups. You cannot use them at the resorts. You can only use them at the park. If you want to use a cup at the resort, you have to purchase one of the cups from the resort. That is about one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. So I have to have 2 cups to get something to drink. One for the park and one for the resort. So that was just highly irritating for me. Then our second day at the park, our cups were not working. They told us to go to any store that sells the souvenir cups to get them activated. So I went to one of the restaurants, and they tell me that I don't get a second day. If I want a second day to use my cup, I have to pay $16. Now, I do know that if you purchase your cup for one day, and if you end up staying another day, you have to pay, I believe, $8 or $9 to use it the second day. However, when we purchased our cups, we got it for the second day. So I ended up having to call guest services on the phone because they were pretty far from where I were, and they told me what to do. So I ended up having to go to guest services, find their desk, and they got everything fixed. Another thing that was kind of irritating was, Islands of Adventure has the new ride, the Hagrid's ride. And obviously, it was a 3-hour wait time. I didn't even get in line for that because that's ridiculous. However, we got off the train from coming back from Universal's back to Islands of Adventures. The line, instead of them letting the people off from the train to going through, they stopped us to let the line for Hagrid's keep going. It got so bad that there was a line getting off of the train. Like, it was backed up so somebody else had to come and tell the lady to let us through. I just don't understand, why would you have a line for people to get off of a train? That means that if whatever ride we're trying to get to, there's going to be even a longer line. They need to figure out their situations and figure out what they're going to do, because that was it just annoyed me. Another thing that I did not like was, and I didn't necessarily not like this, their buses. Some of their buses had prints on them, on the windows. The prints are so dark that you cannot see out of the window. And another issue that I had is, at the parks, if it's raining, if you're not the first 10 people in line, you will get wet because there's nothing covering you. So, like how it was raining when we went back to get on the bus at the park, and a lot of people were getting wet because they weren't those first 10 people. But when you're at the resort, they do have something covering you, so you don't have to worry about getting wet. But it's just at the parks that you will get wet if you're not the first 10 people in line. Another thing that I didn't like was, again, we had a suite, so we had 2 queen beds in the main little area, and then it had a bedroom with another queen bed, which was nice. I really did enjoy the room. However, there was only one bathroom. So that room can hold up to 6 people, but you only have one bathroom. I really wish they would have added an extra bathroom, because that's how Disney's art of animation is. It has 2 bathrooms. That kind of slowed us up in the morning, because if somebody needs to take a shower, you have to wait, for that person to take a shower, and then everybody has to take a shower. What I did like though is that they did have 2 sinks outside of the bathroom. So 2 people could brush their teeth or whatever, instead of it just being one. So I did like that. Another thing that was kind of surprising to me is because, again, I'm so used to going to Disney. So I'm used to, for 3 complimentary fast passes. And then when those end, I can always go and pick more. We did end up buying express passes at Universal Studios it was the after 4 p.m. one. And before 4 p.m. we did get on a ride. It was the I can't remember what ride it was. Oh gosh, I don't remember what ride it was, but it was a 30-minute wait. So we felt like it wasn't that long, so we went ahead and got on it. We got in a line. Lo and behold, the express pass line was just as long as the regular standby line. It was ridiculous. I've never seen anything like that. So I didn't know how they were going to work that. They eventually did stop the people in the express line from going. They started letting the standby line going, but that was just like really surprising. So they need to figure out something about that too. There's no way that both the lines should be just as equally long. So with that being said, Kayden, again, he loved Universal Studios. He really did. Oh, I also forgot the main point. This actually happened today. We actually just got back. Again, remember I told you guys about the we purchased the, I don't know if I said this or not. We got the oh my gosh, what's that thing called? The dining plan. And so last night, we were at Universal Studios. We went to eat. And so it's 5 of us, so we all have our own dining plan card. And we went to purchase, buy the food. The guy told us that only one of them had a meal on it. The rest were only had snacks on it. And again, we were there for 2 days, so we had 2 meals a day. So each day we had 2 meals. The first day we came, we only ate 1 day, so we still had a meal on there. To make a long story short, we only ended up using, last night I had to end up paying out of pocket for the food because our cards weren't working. And by the time I went to guest services, because this was late last night, we were there, it was like dark when we ate. The park closed at 9 and we were eating, it was like 8:20 when we got our food. So by the time we went to guest services, the park was closed and like everybody at guest services was gone. So I had to go back to guest services and City Walk today, and they did refund me my money, but it was the simple fact that they couldn't. First, they were saying, well, the lady kept saying that their system was down. I'm like, how are your systems down when we use one of the cards? One of the cards did have food on it. It's not an issue that the cards weren't working. It's the fact that somehow our meals went missing. They did refund me my money back though, but we just had an overall just bad experience with Universal. In my opinion, I feel like they went down because back in the day, they had the all-day dining plan like Busch Gardens has. Busch Gardens has the all-day dining plan where you can pay like $34 or something like that, and you can just eat all day at participating restaurants. You wear a wristband and they just scan it. And I think Universal, if they're having issues like this, there should be no reason, first of all, why your dining system shuts down. If that happens, that means that people can't eat. And I've already paid for my food before I even got to the park. That's what the dining plan is. There is pre-purchased food. So I think we paid, I can't remember how much we paid a day for the food before we went. So that was just really irritating. I feel like I lost the money. But they did refund me my money back, but it was still just inconvenience. But I will give the resort an A. The resort was definitely a lovely resort. I really did like it. But again, we do have 2 free tickets that we're using in November. Once we use those tickets, I probably won't be returning to Universal Studios. And they did announce while we were there that they're building a 4th park. I haven't been to Volcano Bay yet. I did want to go, but with the experience that we just had, I probably won't be going there either. Somebody would have to like literally buy my ticket for me to go. But that's that. I hope this video helped you guys. I don't know. Decide if you want to go. I'm not trying to persuade anybody from not going. I think everybody needs their own opinion and perspective of things. When I was growing up, I did love Islands of Adventures. We used to go all the time. But me now, not so much. So that's it for this video. Katie, you want to say anything?
Yeah. And I hate sucking the mushroom.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if we talked about this, but the lunchroom, it is in the video. It is very small. I think I did say that. He did not like the food in there. He actually got sick today from eating in there. We were coming back home. He almost threw up in the car. The food is okay. It could be better, but I've had worse. So, yeah. And I feel like the prices in the food court is very reasonable. So, again, I like the resort. So that's it for this video. We will be back posting game. Well, Kayden will be back posting gameplay in the next couple of days. So the next video will be a gameplay video. Bye.
And thank you for watching, guys. And don't forget to subscribe. And thank you for watching, guys. Peace.
Yeah, so if you guys didn't understand what he just said, he said thank you guys for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.